Dishwasher faces down a biker gang. Then her hidden sniper skills explode into action. In the dusty outskirts of Tucson, Arizona, the sun beat down on Jenny's roadside diner, a fading relic of the 50s with chrome trim, cracked booths, and a battered jukebox that hadn't played a song in years. Inside, the lunch rush was dying down, leaving just the clatter of dishes and the low murmur of conversation. In the back, scrubbing pans with industrial precision, was Lena Miles, a quiet dishwasher with sun-scorched skin, thick work gloves, and eyes that missed nothing. She spoke little, kept her head down, and clocked out every day at exactly 4 p.m. Most of the staff thought she was just another ex-con or drifter with nowhere else to go. They had no idea. At 3:47 p.m., the ground outside began to tremble slightly. Then came the noise, roaring engines, thundering laughter, and the deep bass of trouble. A dozen bikes pulled up, dust swirling around them like vultures circling a corpse. Painted on the gas tanks in red and black, the gravel fangs. They came in loud, smacking tables, barking orders, throwing fries across booths. Their leader, a bear of a man named Ruck, wore a chain for a belt and carried a hunting knife longer than Lena's forearm. Ruck swaggered past the counter, leering at the young waitress, Jessie, and knocking over a tray of coffee with his boot. "Oops," he said with a grin. "Looks like you need a better dishwasher." From the back, Lena's voice rang out calm and clear for the first time. "Pick that up." The whole diner froze. Ruck turned, squinting into the kitchen. "Who said that?" Lena stepped out, wiping her hands on a towel. She didn't look like much, thin, wiry, with sleeves rolled up and a slight limp from a long-ago injury. But her gaze hit Ruck like a rifle shot. "You think I'm scared of the dish girl?" He scoffed, stepping forward. That was a mistake. In one fluid motion, Lena grabbed a mop handle, twisted it like a quarterstaff, and slammed it down between Ruck's legs. He dropped like a stone. The diner gasped. Outside, Lena said to the others, "Now." The gang hesitated, until Lena's limp disappeared and her stance shifted into something cold and practiced. They laughed, but not for long. Minutes later, Lena stood alone in the parking lot, sleeves rolled up, jaw clenched. The gang surrounded her, pulling out bats, chains, even a sawed-off shotgun. "You're dead, lady," one snarled. But Lena's hand was already inside her backpack by the door. With surgical precision, she assembled a matte black M700 sniper rifle, the barrel modified for close-quarters combat. The moment the first biker moved, Lena dropped to one knee and fired. Crack! The tire of the lead bike exploded, flinging it into another. Chaos erupted. Lena moved like a phantom, rolling behind a dumpster, reloading in a blink, then firing again. Crack! Crack! A helmet shattered. A chain flew out of a man's hand as it was shot mid-swing. One by one, they dropped or fled, trying to reach their bikes. But Lena had already disabled every ignition with pinpoint shots. Ruck tried to crawl for his knife, but found a boot planted on his wrist. Lena looked down at him, eyes steady. "I did 2 tours in Mosul," she said. "Sniper team, ghost company. You boys are a joke." By the time the sheriff arrived, called in by a stunned diner cook, the gang was zip-tied with their own belts, moaning on the pavement. Lena went back inside, washed the blood off her hands, and quietly returned to her station behind the dishes. Later that week, a man in a black suit sat at the counter. He wasn't from around there. He didn't eat. He just left a card that read, "Langley needs you again." Lena didn't even look up. "I'm retired." She turned the water on, but in her gut, she knew. She wasn't done yet. It was past midnight when Lena locked the diner's back door and stepped into the desert air. The card from Langley burned in her back pocket, a reminder of a life she'd buried in the sand years ago. She walked the mile home in silence, eyes scanning every shadow. Not out of fear, just habit. At her trailer, she fed the old mutt by the porch, locked her weapon's chest, and sat by the window with a beer. But peace never lasts long. 2 nights later, the diner was quiet again. Until a black SUV pulled up, clean, silent, and too polished for the neighborhood. A woman stepped out, suit crisp, heels clicking on gravel. She entered the diner like she owned the place and slid into a booth across from Lena, who hadn't even looked up. "I heard about the gravel fangs," the woman said, placing a tablet on the table. It lit up, satellite footage, infrared overlays, photos of Lena mid-firefight. Lena sipped her coffee. "You people still watching me?" The agent didn't blink. "We didn't know you still had it in you." That little stunt you pulled went viral on some darknet militia forums. Got attention from people we don't want noticing you. Lena stared. So now we've got a situation. One of your old Ghost Company teammates, Micah Shaw, is missing. Went private. Last seen in Bolivia. Satellite tracked him to a cartel camp last month. Then nothing. Lena's fingers curled around the cup. Micah Shaw had pulled her out of a kill zone outside Fallujah, carried her 2 miles through fire and shrapnel. They owed each other more than words. The agent slid a burner phone across the table. This line goes dead in 12 hours. If you want to stay a dishwasher, toss it. But if you want to help find Shaw, answer it. Later that night, Lena dug up a lockbox from beneath her trailer. Inside, an old photo, Ghost Company, laughing in the dirt. Her sniper patch. A sealed pouch of coordinates. And beneath it all, a suppressed M110 rifle wrapped in oilcloth. The phone rang once. She picked it up. Give me the target. 3 days later, the Bolivian jungle, a surveillance drone buzzed high above thick canopy. Lena moved silently through the underbrush, face streaked with camo paint, breath slow, sniper rifle across her back. The compound was nestled between cliffs, guarded by a mercenary crew with military discipline. They weren't cartel. They were former black ops, ghosts like her. She crept to a vantage point, ranged the guards, and pulled the scope to her eye. Her breath slowed. Crack. A tower guard slumped forward. Crack. A power generator exploded, throwing the camp into darkness. Then she moved. Inside the compound, Lena dispatched 2 sentries with brutal precision, silencer shots to the base of the skull. She entered a steel cell block and found him, Shaw. Bloody. Unbroken. About time, he rasped. Lena cracked a grin. Still heavy? She asked, shouldering him. He smirked. Still fast? Bullets tore into the walls behind them as the escape began, through smoke, fire, and vengeance. Back in Arizona, a new dishwasher started at the diner. Young, skinny, clueless. Jesse asked the manager, "Where's Lena?" The manager just smiled. Gone hiking. Might be a while. Out in the desert, a sniper's scope glinted once, then vanished into the sand. The exfil from Bolivia was hot, fast, and nearly fatal. Lena and Micah Shaw rode out of the jungle on a commandeered ATV, chased by hired guns and tactical gear. The chopper extracted them just as the cliff beneath their wheels crumbled, sending their pursuers into the river gorge below. Safe house. Somewhere in Colombia, Lena patched up Micah's shoulder while he downed painkillers like candy. They didn't just grab you for ransom, she muttered. Those guards weren't cartel, they were ex-Deltas. Government trained. Micah nodded grimly. They kept asking me about OpSpectre. About Phantom Directive. I told them I didn't know anything. Lena froze. Phantom Directive was supposed to be sealed, erased from every file in Langley. She did know something. Too much. Flashback. 8 years ago. Northern Syria, a deep black mission. No flags. No insignias. Just Lena, Micah, and 4 others sent to eliminate a rogue CIA handler who had gone off the grid and was funding paramilitary death squads. The operation went sideways. The target faked his death. 2 Ghost Company members died. The mission was buried. Until now. Back in the present, Langley director Westbrook stared at a satellite image of Lena and Shaw fleeing into Colombia. His expression hardened. She wasn't supposed to survive Bolivia. An aide shifted nervously. Sir, she's heading off mission. She might know Phantom wasn't just about the rogue asset. Westbrook raised a hand. Activate the night window protocol. No loose ends. Arizona, Jenny's roadside diner. Jesse was mopping up when a tall man in a suit entered. His shoes were too clean for the desert. His badge wasn't local. Looking for Lena Miles, he said. Jesse shrugged. She's on vacation. The man smiled, but it didn't reach his eyes. Sure. If she comes back, tell her the wolves are out. Meanwhile, Panama City. Lena and Shaw had tracked one lead to a corrupt banker with offshore ties to Langley's Phantom Ops. They cornered him in a penthouse suite, surrounded by luxuries blood money had bought. You're supposed to be dead, the banker stammered. Lena chambered around. You first. Shaw stepped forward. Who funded Phantom Directive? The banker broke fast. It wasn't Langley. It was a private shadow cell. Rogue handlers inside the agency. They're planning something, international false flag. They call it Nightfall. Starts in 14 days. Paris. Lena and Shaw exchanged a glance. 14 days. One city. No backup. Cut to A warehouse in Berlin, a tactical board glowed with target maps, names, encrypted files. A team of off-the-books operators, mercs, killers, and spooks, studied intel on Lena Miles. "She knows too much," said the team leader. "Then let's see how good the dishwasher really is."